First mandates really hurt diverse groups of people, and then there was a rush to hire these people post the Black Lives Matter protests, and now when workplaces are cutting their workforce overall because of other multitude of other factors, it's the last in that are the first to be out.
After reaching a peak in 2020, the share of black workers first started to slide in 2022. That's based off exclusive Bloomberg News analysis of 84 top companies in the S&P 100. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Now's the time to shop limited-time doorbuster deals during Pro Savings Days at Lowe's. Save $50 on a Little Giant King Combo 6-foot ladder. Was $199, now $149. Plus, save $100 on a DeWalt XR 20-volt Power Stack 5-amp-hour battery. Was $199, now $99. Get these can't-miss deals now before they're gone. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Doorbusters valid 1/13 through 1/15. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline, so I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula, cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect that of the staff and management of Good Karma Brands, but are the sole responsibility of the host and guests of this particular show.
America may have many, many days, but they will be full of trouble. There will be no rest. There will be no tranquility in this country until the nation comes to terms with our problems.
Bringing you social and political commentary from his mouth to your ears, breaking down the issues which matter to you.
You're not put here to be a white man's footstool. You're put here to represent the very best in God's word.
Legendary civil rights icon, the Reverend Jesse Jackson in the studio. Reverend Jackson, how are you?
Mr. Sherwin, good morning on this chilly Milwaukee morning.
And I am pleased to have one of the founding members of the Black Panther Party, Chairman Bobby Seale. Mr. Chairman, how are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm doing just fine, thank you.
From Mr. Eric Holder. Mr. Holder, so good to see you. How are you?
Well, I'm fine, man. How you been? It's been a long time. I haven't seen you for a while.
The Dr. Cornell West. Dr. West, how are you, sir?
My dear brother, you're so kind, you're so generous, man, but I salute you and the work that you are doing there. Doing a magnificent job there in Wisconsin.
Stream live on 1017thetruth.com. Call in with your questions or comments. 833-212-1017. Join us on social media at 1017 The Truth. It may not be what you expect to hear, but I will definitely give you what you need to know. Are you ready for the truth?
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Sherwin Hughes.
Good morning. Welcome to the program. Today is Tuesday, January 14th, 2025. If the United States of America does not have a strong, cohesive central government, meaning Washington, D.C. is working in the best interest of the American people, not just rich people. I think we've shifted to where they are more important, and we believe because they have a lot of power and control and a bunch of money, because we seem to think that if somebody has a lot of money, oh, they must be smart. Not necessarily. I can give you a whole bunch of examples as to why that is not the case, but we have just, I guess, resigned to the fact that rich people must know some stuff that we all don't. Well, yeah, they know how to protect their wealth. But if the United States is not cohesive, and Washington, D.C., even though this sounds counterintuitive, is the glue that can keep us all together. So we have this confederation of states, and each state is very different. The attitudes are different, the economic activities, the industries in states are different, the climates are different. The racial makeup of some of our states are very different, but they're all held together by strong federal government, because there's some things that states simply cannot do. If you left it up to the states, they would bring slavery back somewhere. If you give states latitude and authority, they'll do things like legalize mushrooms and legalize marijuana. But for the most part, we have a strong central government. We do give states some latitude. An example of where we give states latitude is we allow states to administer things like its public education system. So we don't have, contrary to popular belief, the Department of Education just kind of overviews the pedagogy of education and investigates discrimination that may exist in our education system. It does not control nor come up with a curriculum for public education. We allow the states to do that. So we give states latitude. We give them some ability to choose their own adventure, their own destiny. Another thing that we defer to the states are elections. As time goes on, I'm starting to believe that we might need some kind of central uniform control of our elections just so there's a uniform standard that exists across all 50 states. Thankfully, we got an election without any controversy on November 5th, 2024, but that may be a flash in the pan. We may have other elections where people may not like the results or how ballots are counted in Milwaukee or in Pennsylvania or in Ohio. But for the most part, we allow states to even create their own laws surrounding who can vote, who can't vote, what polling locations we're going to have, et cetera, et cetera. But if this country does not have a strong and cohesive federal government led by the president, led by the vice president, led by the president of the U.S. Senate, which is the vice president, strong leadership. The leadership can be partisan. We can have the Democrats and the Republicans bickering and battling and fighting. They're supposed to. The government was designed that way so that there is intense scrutiny over bills that become law. The formula is not to make it easy for good laws to pass. The formula is to make it nearly impossible for bad laws to pass. For some reason, those that created this republic thought that that was the best way to go. So it's not about creating things that make sense. What makes sense is a free education. What makes sense is a lower barrier to owning a home. What makes sense is low cost or no cost healthcare and prescription drugs. Those would all be good policies, but no, we can't have good policies. We just want to make it really tough for bad policies to get passed. But here's what's crazy. Bad policies get passed anyway. It is why Abraham Lincoln was at his wit's end with what he could do to keep this nation together. If we do not have a strong and cohesive federal government, then everything in this country will fall apart. And we are more vulnerable to our enemies. You guys realize that America has enemies, right? There's a lot of people that hate us for various reasons. Sometimes other countries, other governments, other democracies, other republics hate us for the same reasons that some Americans hate America. They see the racial animus here. They see how we harm our own people. You think that other countries don't know that we incarcerate more people in this nation than any of those other countries? You think they don't see that? And the problem they have with us is if we see humanitarian violations somewhere else in the world, oh, we'll go to war with that country. We'll put sanctions on that country because they're not doing right by their people. If another country is harming women, we get very angry at that country. But we do the exact same thing here. That is why a lot of nations don't like us. But if we don't have a strong, cohesive central government that tries to keep all the states together, which is really tough to do because you may have a Democratic governor and a Republican president that fundamentally hate each other, politically and personally, but having a strong, cohesive federal government still allows for that Democratic governor to find some kind of common ground with a Republican president. An example would be a natural disaster. We tend to, or we used to, strip away our partisanship when Americans are hurting because of hurricanes and the tornadoes, and in this case, fires in California. Now they're blaming DEI on the fires. They're blaming Democrats on the fires in California. It's just, And all of this is because we do not have a strong, cohesive central government. Please don't confuse Republican control of Washington, D.C. with a strong, cohesive government. This is a dictatorship. We are on our first date with authoritarianism in this country, and I'm going to do my level best to explain it. I also want to give a perspective that if Washington, D.C., and they can argue and they can fight and they can disagree, the Democrats and the Republicans, they're supposed to. These confirmation hearings of Donald Trump's cabinet, they're supposed to be contentious because that is the process. They can be contentious, but at the same time courteous. Well, we've lost all of our courtesy. If Washington, D.C. does not operate in a way that keeps the states together and keeps the American people unified under widely understood practices and principles, everything else in this country is going to fall apart. Even the minuscule things that you wouldn't even think are connected to the government. Family relationships will fall apart. Marriages will fall apart. How we administer education is going to fall apart. Mistrust in every single system that touches our lives. We are not going to trust anything. The way we administer health care, vaccines, and what we think about vaccines. Do y'all know that for the overwhelming majority of my life, and so when I say the overwhelming majority of my life, I'm talking like 45 of my 49 years, vaccines were just accepted. You get a vaccine because that's what you need, and you get a shot every few months, years, whenever. Now, all of those things are starting to fall apart. The flat earthers are coming back. So I'm going to do my level best to try and tie like all of this fragmentation in our country to a weak and authoritarian federal government. So when Washington, D.C. is not operating to keep this nation together, moving in a direction that is in the best interest of the people, not of the populace, if it's not moving in that direction, everything falls apart. Our common sense falls apart. Now, I'm going to talk about the TikTok ban when I come back from the break, because I know that's got some of y'all hot. Why are they banning the TikTok? Do y'all know that TikTok is a Chinese company? You know that, right? That's probably the extent of what people know about the TikTok. But it's not even available in China. Did you know that? There's only our stupid asses and a few other countries around the world that have TikTok. Do you know that the version of TikTok that's available in China does not show like people shaking their asses and doing stupid stuff and just doing stuff for content? Do you know that that doesn't even exist in China? They created this algorithm for us, to divide us, so that we have a lower perception of women and girls. Like, it's all orchestrated. And if we don't have a strong central government, then America can be divided and fragmented, especially with content you can put on social media. It is actually creating more division. How many times have you gotten into an argument with something you saw on TikTok and you get right to the comments and start posting? Or somebody shares a controversial video on TikTok that gets people all hot under the collar. And it gives more encouragement for the person who creates that content because they're getting engagement. And engagement on social media feels good, even if it is driving Americans further and further away from each other. So I'm going to talk about the TikTok ban and why I stand for it. I stand behind it. I think it's a good idea. We don't need more things, especially something that's controlled by a foreign adversary that doesn't even allow TikTok to exist in its own country. The Chinese government wanted to keep TikTok away from Chinese kids because of what it could do to them. How those algorithms that exist in TikTok are very, very bad for children. We have this whole thing now where Instagram is giving girls eating disorders. A lot of that stuff is not available in foreign nations, but they want it available here in the United States because, again, we are weak and we are fragmented because we don't have a strong central government. And when I say a strong central government, a government that looks out for the best interests of the people, that no longer exists. This is the best interest of the Elon Musk and the whole Trump family and the Vivek Ramaswamis and all of the Elon Musks and the Jeff Bezos and even the Mark Zuckerbergs. Do you realize how screwed we are when they remove fact-checking from Facebook? And there are people that are like, they're joking around about it. I saw a post that literally it was Mark Zuckerberg's picture. And it was a narrative under his picture. This is the founder of the Facebook, Mr. Facebook himself. It's a narrative under a picture of Mark Zuckerberg. And this is to show that the fact-checking has been removed from Facebook. It's already gone. It's gone. So it's a picture of Mark Zuckerberg. He's got this real weird curly hair. It's weird. He looks like he's transitioning. You know what I mean? It's real weird curly hair, you see. And underneath his picture of the Mark Zuckerberg with his weird transitioning curly hair, is a story of how he's a pedophile. I'm not lying to you. There is a meme with Mark Zuckerberg's picture, and it's a detailed story, and it's actually believable. Now, we know it's false, but that just shows you can post things that are patently false about the founder of Facebook being a pedophile, and Facebook won't even remove that. Oh my, what could go wrong? I'm going to take a break. When I come back, I'm going to talk about the clock ticking on TikTok. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. Don't go anywhere. I'm just getting started.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, it's your girl, DT, and I am back. Join Dr. Ken Harris and I every Monday night for our weekly show, The Truth Unfiltered. We're going to break down the top news stories of the week with no filters and no apologies. We're going to tell you just exactly how it TI is, which is the only way that Dr. Ken and I know how to roll. So be sure to tune in to The Truth Unfiltered with DT and Dr. Ken every Monday night from 6 to 8 p.m. on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 101.7 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The MPS City Conference basketball season is starting to heat up, and we are bringing you all the live hoops action right here on 101.7 The Truth. It's Ladies' Night. Tune in Tuesday as the Milwaukee Hamilton Wildcats host Milwaukee School of Languages Hawks. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com. City Conference basketball is sponsored by Milwaukee Public Schools, MPS Proud, and presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious accident? It's free. Yes, free, as in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. There's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.